ever just want to go ape shit? Oh, that's right. You can't hear me because you're in fucking hell.
How's everyone doing? We've had a little bit of time since the last episode. We've got some working theories. We got a couple of theories of our own of how Battler might get out of this, but I want to get a little bit, like, it seems like we might get a little bit more context on this as we go along through the chapter. So I want to see what else we get before I hard commit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because right now I'm kind of spinning a theory where Battler is Erica's accomplice, and a lot, and you've got a different theory, right?
I'd say the broad strokes. I don't actually have a working theory. My broad strokes are just we already know, or I think we know, that despite saying everyone else was in the other room, it didn't apply to Erica. So if that's the case, maybe there's some way somebody else isn't included in everyone else.
And that's the thing, is like we're having a hard time specifically with the red truth that everyone else is in the cousin room, or the cousin room. So it's.
They very definitely didn't give us everybody's location by name. They were very clear not to do that, which to me feels like the trick has to be in there.
Yeah, like there has to be something there, right? Whether it's the fact that everyone else means that Erica is in that room, or it's eliding the fact that there is someone who's not on the island that we expect to be there, something like that. Like we talked about that in regards to the Shannon Cannon thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway. So we'll have a theory for you on that, I'm sure, before, maybe it's at the end of the chapter, or depending on how things move, but I want to get some more context before I try to lock things in.
Excited to get some spicy red truths that blow both of our areas of investigation out of the water completely.
Yeah. Just know in the background that we are looking at it, and we're poking out stuff. Anyway.
Zepar, what's this important announcement? Listen, Furfur. Our image song is getting released on CD.
Liar! Wait, what? Wait, is this one of them? And they're just all shocked?
I don't know. Probably the other one.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Oh, we were just so bored of showing up the same way every time. We thought we'd change our style a bit.
I love these two.
We're entertainers, and the stage is alive. You gotta ad-lib every now and then.
See? We've been doing it right from the very beginning.
Ryukishi gave us permission to ad-lib.
Exactly. We now have permission to continue riffing on all of these characters in whatever way we so choose.
No lie detected. Yeah, we could have done without that, damn it. Thanks for helping clear the tension, you two. Sorry, but we're still talking about what to do for the second trial. We'd like a little more time. And if possible, some quiet. Sorry, George-kun. Actually, we have a truly important announcement regarding the second trial. It's good news for some. Is it bad news for others? Those for which it's bad news have probably already figured it out. If you don't know what we're talking about, then it's good news for you. Wow, it's good news for me. Beatrice-sama? It's nothing.
I'm just going to sit here and mutter quietly. 5 people were there. Only Battler was missing. Beato's expression was dark, and she kept hanging her head. Everyone realized that something must have happened to Battler.
We'd like to announce that Battler-kun has retired before the second trial.
Everyone murmured. Just what had happened?
The witch's game will wait forever for him, but a pair of lovers cannot wait forever. Love's like ice cream. It's sweet and creamy, but if you don't eat it quickly, you'll lose it. Our game isn't so gracious that it'll wait for him to return.
So that's what you meant by good news.
Well, I'm glad that we have fewer rivals now, but if you think I'll applaud someone else's misfortune, you don't know me at all. Battler-kun, the one we thought of as our greatest enemy. I won't ask why. If the demons in charge say so, then that's just how it is. Then what will happen to Beatrice-sama? it seems I will no longer be qualified to participate in this trial. After all, this is a trial to test the bonds between lovers. Battler Kun isn't currently capable of doing that, so his pair is disqualified. How truly saddening. However, she is one of the participants in this three-way trial of love, so I think we should let her watch the trial as an observer. A splendid idea. She does have the right to bless the pair that does overcome the trial. Are you okay with that? Yes, I want to watch until the end. And I still believe he will come back quickly, regain his qualifications to join in, and continue this trial with me once again. I think she has the right to be an observer. No objections here.
There's no need for us to be cruel.
But even so, we've lost a powerful rival. Sorry to you two, but I'd like to settle this trial right away. Aha, that's George Kun for you. I'm rooting for you the most on the inside. The coldness with which he furnishes his love makes its heat stand out all the more. At any rate, we've now gone from 3 down to 2, and the three-way deadlock has been resolved. We weren't able to fight proactively because we were afraid of a 1-against-2 situation.
Now that it's 1 against 1, it's just a good old-fashioned duel. A good, clean duel.
So in the end, we come to the simple conclusion that we should have just done this from the start.
The 4 people stood up as though responding to some invisible summons and faced each other, glaring. Only Beato was off to the side, watching the course of the young lovers' fight in suspense. Each pair of lovers possessed an unbreakably strong bond. Then, isn't that enough? Their love is already real. There's no need to test it. So why must they fight? The winners will be bound together by a magical miracle, and the defeated will fall apart. Why have the demons promised us that we'll fall apart without a magical miracle? Why is a demon's game like this necessary? This is Beato narrating. I'm sorry.
Why is a demon's game like this necessary? I don't understand. No, these people aren't important right now. I have to think of a trick for escaping as soon as possible, so that I can save Battler-san from that closed room. I heard about Battler. It seems things have gotten quite troublesome. One-sama. I would like to save you, both as my dear sister and as a part of my full self.
Fangs!
Indeed. I will tackle the puzzle of Battler's closed room in my own way, but it is difficult. It feels almost as though an ordinary chain has been made to look like a wire puzzle. I heard from Lambda Delta-san. She said that the old Beatrice would definitely be able to solve this with a trick. Don't you have any ideas? That old Beatrice is our completed form after we become one. Even I am not but a part of her. I cannot solve it. In other words, no matter how much we think in our incomplete forms, we won't be able to understand. Both the older and the younger sister have no way of solving this riddle.
Beato shook her head, chasing that thought from her mind.
I won't give up. That closed room rapidly eats away at the heart. Unless I can save Battler-san as soon as possible, his heart will be crushed. Of course, I have no reservations towards lending my own wisdom. However, even I cannot make anything out of this closed room. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we'll find the same answer that we would if we were joined. Please, don't give up and lend me your wisdom.
I mean, this is honestly a very difficult puzzle.
Yeah?
The room. Yeah, and I feel like, even the solutions I'm banding about involve some pretty generous interpretations of the white text. So it's like, nothing directly that's contradicting the red so far, but like some pretty generous massaging to get things working.
I still cannot understand why you are willing to go so far for Battler, but I shall do as you ask. After all, it is a request made by myself. I will add my wisdom to yours.
+2.
Look, Furfur. The two Beatos are thinking together. I wonder if those two can really save Battler. Oh, they can. If they have the miracle of love, that is.
I never noticed that there was a marimba in the mix of this. You just barely hear it kind of off on the left channel. Huh. Yeah,
There totally is.
there totally is.
Oh,
isn't
that's
there?
so cool.
I never noticed that.
and
in
it
the
sounds
mix.
really good, too.
It does. It does. This is what? This is. I think this one is Dead Angle, right? It's one of the
Yeah, I think it's
DTS
something
ones.
like that.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by that for a moment.
That's right, Separ. They certainly can do it if they have the miracle of love on their side.
Off to the side in the backing band, the percussionist nods solemnly once at acknowledgement.
Hey, Furfur. Do you think they'll realize that we're giving them a hint for solving that closed room?
By thinking together. Okay, see, that makes it more likely that what I've got is working out. Thinking together, because my solution has Battler being Erica's accomplice here. But anyway, the two Beatos huddled together, and straining their minds with all they had, they searched for a plan for saving Battler. It was as though they couldn't even see the four people glaring at each other and solemnly discussing the manner of the duel.
They'll realize. If they have love, they certainly will.
They were the demons of love. Love is the single element, the source of all miracles. Could a miracle of love provide an answer for a closed room trick?
There it is again. Without love, it cannot be seen. I get how that catchphrase works as an abstract concept, but closed room tricks are part of a genuine, ruthless mathematical puzzle without room for a fragment of affection within it. Just what kind of hint could these demons be talking about?
I already have a certain answer. What these demons have said supports that even further.
Yeah, okay, you're incredible. You always know the right answer, and you'll never tell me any of it. Going by the rule of observers, until you tell me about it, it's possible that you're just pretending that you know and lying.
Ah, yes, I believe I do prefer a bad-mouthed Miko. Very well, child of man. To me, a Miko's sarcasm and abuse is like a ceremonial dance in my honor.
Gee, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
What do you mean, awaken?
You really are an irritating master. Stupid Oni-chan, why'd you make a closed room like that yourself?
Think, child of man. Thinking is not only a job for the characters within the tale. As a reader, you too have the right to enjoy thinking.
Stares directly at camera.
And I enjoy watching you as you do.
I'm willing to make a bet. Your last Miko ran out of patience and ran away from you, didn't she?
You are free to enjoy yourself by scolding me. You are also free to worry over the problem along with the two Beatos, unless you think the tale will not continue.
Why? I'm a reader, right? Can I just stay quiet and read?
Music cuts out. Disappointed look. No, you can't. I want you to think. I want you, the reader, to think too. Okay, maybe we should then like, I was waiting just to make sure we got all the context, but like maybe we should actually do this now.
I see. You're a pretty unpleasant author, aren't you? Of course, Angie hadn't reached the end of the manuscript she was reading. However, it would end with just a few pages more. What about the rest of the tale? It should continue much further than this. There should be many more pages remaining.
Did you see
brief,
that?
The brief crazy eyes stare.
Yes.
Those were inside a different brown envelope, which was in Hachijo's hand. With a grin on her face, Hachijo waved the thick brown envelope about. If you want to read more, Do what I tell you.
Cool. Looks like she got you, lady. Oh, man. Did you know that scotch is great? There's just bottles of it hanging everywhere, and you can just, like, you drink it, and then... Anyone else feeling really warm?
They're just angrily reading this story at each other while he's just pulling wacky hijinks and raiding the household liquor cabinet.
Yep.
And nobody's paying any attention to him.
Fan fiction is important business.
Letting you read only so far for free, and then stopping when it finally gets to the good part. Amakusa couldn't stop laughing at this evil business practice.
It is pretty great. Your own views and reasoning. Oh. That is what I want. If you tell me those now, I will hand over the rest of the manuscript.
Quit mocking me. You think I'll just do whatever you say after something like this?
Come on now, lady, calm down. I want to read on too, so please just chill a bit. Try some of the scotch, that'll help you out. About the rest of the manuscript, Madam Hachijo. You write about the answer to the closed room trick or the truth behind a bunch of riddles, right? Of course. However, I have written it so that those who fail to think or consider will not understand.
Someday, your passionate readers are going to say you betrayed them.
I understand that, which is why I don't go out in the open, child of man. Anyway, I think this is what Madam Hachijo's trying to say. First, tell me your answer, and then afterwards you can check it yourself to see if it's right. Correct, young man. It is not my intention to be mean. I ask this because I want you to truly understand the tale's conclusion.
You're really enjoying this, aren't you, Amakusa? Yeah, come to think of it, you always take those TV quiz shows really seriously, trying to win them from your couch. I guess life's many times more fun for you than it is for me.
That might just be the scotch, though. Come, please think, what miraculous trick could get Battler out of that closed room? I want to give the rest of the story especially to those, no, only to those who have thought.
Son of a bitch. I am no closer.
Okay, so I guess this means we're gonna sit here and all right. So I haven't had time to like shore up all the bits of this one yet, but I feel like the game is prompting me, so I really got to do this now.
Yep.
Are you okay with it? Yeah.
Yeah. We have to do it now. The game fucking looked us in the eye
and said,
was
"Do
like,
it now."
Hey, fuck you, readers! You have to give me an answer now before you continue reading.
All right.
Or else I'll get mad at you.
So please don't hate me if all the bits of this don't line up. This is still I'm still sketching out some of the finer details, but I imagine that a revised scenario for this would go something like this. The 5 original victims, or the 6 original victims, right, are all just in their rooms. Maybe it was Battler set up where they're originally doing a play thing for Erica's benefit or whatever. But they're in their rooms and they're all, locked from the inside. We already talked about earlier how it's not hard to get around that, right? It just means that they were killed after the room was broken open. That's fine.
Is that what we'd previously?
Yeah, I'd mentioned
about?
it before that like the part where it mentions Erica had gone around to all the rooms. It's just she had killed them at that point. They weren't dead while the rooms were closed rooms.
Okay. I was confused by what you meant when they were broken open.
And that doesn't contradict the red text. My scenario would go something like this. Erica first comes to Battler's room and cuts the chain open on his room and is like, hey,
bitch, I'm actually gonna do some murders now, and you're gonna help me, otherwise I'm gonna murder you.
or something like that, right? And Battler, not wanting to die, is like, oh, shit, okay, fine, whatever, I guess. Now, there are 2 ways this could play out depending on the scenario, but I think either one of the 2 of them, probably Battler, wind up actually killing the remaining 5 victims. And again, since they don't die until after they've broken open the closed room, that doesn't contradict red text, right? Because they're like, oh, Battler, hey, Battler's like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, oh, Battler's here, must mean it's time we can, be done with this charade. And then they get murdered. And also that kind of makes more sense as how they take down both Erica and Rose at the same time if they're in the same room, because you need two people. But regardless, and then after that point, Erica severs their heads, right? Then everyone gets all freaked out. Erica corrals them into the guest house. And then at that point, Battler just walks back into the room that he was hiding in, closes the door, reseals it with the chain that now counts the seal according to the red text because it was used with the seal tape, because it had to be redone with that, and just, I don't know, vibes. Erica might murder everyone in the next room over, or she might not. I don't know. It depends on whether or not it's important, whether or not the re-killing is different from killing. Then she seals up those two rooms, and this is the part that gets difficult with the everyone else. Either at this point she is in the room, the cousin room, with and counted among those in there. In which case she's just there, and I guess, and in that case, a lot of the red truths we get about the time where she's going to, the red truths we get about the time that she opens up Battler's room are actually referring to the first time she visited him, before anyone had presumably died at that point. So while they're all still strictly speaking true, and they refer to the time when she had gone into that room, they're not actually like happening temporally when those red truths think that, when we think that they are. Because if she's in that room with them, then what we're seeing after that is just a story her and Battler concocted together, and no one can really disagree with it, right? The other option is that she is indeed not counted among the everyone else, and then she's free to just go over there, and then Battler's like, "You!" and then just let him out. And then that's fine. Again, I haven't been able to go through and pick apart every single minutia of this, but I think some variant among that course of action can satisfy all of the red truths. Yeah, just with the understanding that Battler would be Erica's accomplice. I think as long that can, and then some variant of that series of reasoning, depending on what we know about those red truths, would be able to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's I thought we'd actually have a little bit more time to work on this, so I didn't polish everything up before this episode. But hey, if the game's gonna stare me right in the eye and be like, "Tell me your theory now, bitch," I'm gonna be okay, fine, here you go. So don't drag me for the inconsistencies, or do. Vivian, got anything you want to add? Because I know you're not entirely convinced by this.
Yeah, I'm wholly unconvinced. I think that the red truths we get about the room are as they seem to be. I think that they are pretty clear about what happens and who's where and in what temporal order. So, what that gives us is that Erica is indeed there in that room later, despite this statement that everyone else was in the cousin room. Given that, we know that there's some way for someone to not be included in everyone else. So I think there's some way somebody else isn't included in everyone else. Given that, we already know that there's some weird shit going on with names and people seemingly being able to evade things. We've seen this happen before. We haven't had a great explanation for it. It's what I've tried to explain with things like, oh, Canon is actually Shannon and so on.
Right.
But it seems to be with Canon and Shannon more often than not. And it's specifically Canon, I think, the most, where something seems weird about the ways he's referred to and how things work when there are red truths about him.
Yeah.
So,
you've got me more and more convinced on this.
My call is that it's going to be there's some way Shannon or Canon are able to evade the everyone else and be free.
Yep.
Without having to break a seal. There's some way that the everyone else is able to be evaded by Shannon or Canon. And I don't see how it could be Shannon, given that Shannon is said to be in the other room. But then, if it's Canon and Shannon's in the other room, then that kind of deals a death blow to my Shannon is Canon theory as well. So I don't know what the shape of this looks like. I am sus of them specifically. I think there's a way to... I think something about them, probably about Canon specifically, is a way to evade a lot of these red truths. I don't know what the trick is, but I think it's going to be that.
Yeah.
That's my Hail Mary for today.
All right. So, I wish we had a little bit more time to shore those up. But if the game's going to call us out, then we'll comply. To
be fair, we could have hit pause and spent more time to research. We chose to do it live.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. We could have, but also we've talked about this actually on the pod when we went on When We Cry Pod about the kind of pulling the diverging drives that we have to both engage with the story and think as much as possible and try to come up with much as we can, while also continuing through it and continuing to have it as a thing that we update on our website at a regular interval, right?
Yep.
So this is one of those compromises. Hopefully, please forgive us, Ryukishi.
We did a lot of thinking. We promise.
We
promise.
In the Witch's Cathedral. No, considering everything that's gone on in here, maybe it should be called a demon's abode. Erica, who wanted to savor the memory of her perfect victory, stood with the whole vast cathedral to herself as the flush slowly left her cheeks. And then, though she thought herself alone on that balcony, she saw a shadow. It was Lambda Delta.
Oh, it's you, Lady Lambda Delta. It's not often one finds you alone in a place like this.
Oh, it's you. Congrats on your big victory. That's strange. I think I remember saying the same thing to you right here at the end of the last game. How'd that go for you?
What? I think it went, well, shut up.
That wasn't exactly a compliment. However, Erica was in such a good mood that even those words sounded like one.
I happened to hear what you said a short while back.
What?
I heard that you have also, had the experience of being toyed with as a piece on some great witch's game board, then sealed away in some awful hell.
Erica had a crude, triumphant look on her face, as though she'd managed to pry into something embarrassing memory from the other's past. However, Lambda Delta didn't look in the least bit flustered, and instead gazed down from the balcony in silence.
I have. I wonder how many years I was shut up in there. Maybe I should have counted them like Burn. No, it's probably best that I didn't. Counting the years is what made Burn break.
Are you saying that my master also fell into the hell of a logic error at some point?
She did, though she wasn't the one responsible for that logic error.
Because she wasn't the game master?
That's right. At that time, she was still a small piece that wasn't even self-aware yet. It was her master, the game master, who committed the logic error.
Is this, in some fleeting way referring to events from Higurashi?
No way to tell.
Okay.
My master was also a witch's piece?
Sorry, I was sipping my coffee.
Reasonable.
Yes, that kid's master is another bad one. Though she created the game herself, partway through she lost sight of what her goal was. She ended up creating something like a broken game of backgammon, where the start and goal were connected like a donut.
What do you mean she lost sight of her goal?
I'm talking about a logic error. In her backgammon game, she was unable to draw up a line of logic describing how to reach the goal she desired. So the game remained broken, with no goal at all. In that case, she should have quieted down and thought of an answer herself. Instead, she despicably left even the thinking entirely to her piece, Burn. Have you heard of the infinite monkey theorem?
Is this Lambda explaining it to Erica, or Erica saying she knows it?
I bet it's Erica.
It's a theory. No, it's more of an absurdity. Arguing that if a monkey hits random letters on a typewriter for an infinite amount of time, he'll probably end up with some of the exact same set of letters as Hamlet by coincidence, sooner or later.
Wouldn't that be a horrible hell? Burn was forced to type randomly on a typewriter for an eternal period of time, without even knowing the meaning of what she was doing. The game master was trying to get Burn to create a goal that this game master hadn't even thought of.
Could Erica even imagine how horrible a hell that would have been? A job you have to do 100 times, and a job with a 1 out of 100 chance of success that you had to keep doing repeatedly. Probabilistically, they may look very similar, but the difference in cruelty between them is great. When you have to do a job 100 times, you steadily approach the end, get more efficient as you become more used to it, and it eventually does end. However, a job that succeeds with a 1 out of 100 probability doesn't reflect the hard work of the individual in the slightest. Everything is left to luck. In the worst-case scenario, even the task of flipping a coin until you get heads can last more than 100 years.
How many keys are there on a typewriter? About 100, maybe. What do you think the odds are of hitting those at random and getting Hamlet?
I can't even imagine. They must be unbelievably small.
That's right. It's not really any different from an endless span of time. For that dizzying sort of time, that child was forced to keep pounding on that typewriter until she typed out a miracle.
And that's why she's the Witch of Miracles?
If she hadn't been a witch, no, if she hadn't been capable of becoming a witch, she would probably still be a black cat strapped to that typewriter for eternity. That child was blessed by a miracle, succeeded in typing out a miracle, became a witch, and returned from that hell alive. That hell was so long and harsh that her mind was completely broken. That's why she became such a mean and heartless witch. Even you would dislike your master if given the choice, right?
That's not true. I am honored to be my master's piece. My master is a powerful persecutor. Trampling over the weak is her natural right.
Because she's a human on the bully's side of life? Do you know how to create a great bully?
No.
It's easy. Bully them horribly, even if it's just for a short time. Then suddenly stop and give them power. If you do that, then no matter who it is, they'll be reborn as a mighty bully. Even if you only bully them for about 3 days, you'll get them to believe that they're still a bullied kid for 100 million times longer than that. And they'll reign as the mightiest of bullies.
What does that have to do with my master?
You don't understand anything about Burn. No matter what kind of ruthless, cruel, horrible scum Burn may be, I want to be the one person who knows what she's truly like. And the same goes for me. I think that kid, as a fellow survivor from hell, is the only one who can understand what I'm truly like. Sounds like you're jealous of the relationship we have, but give it up. The hell you think you've trudged through is nothing more than a blink compared to the one we crawled out of.
This time, Erica was probably the one being mocked. The discouraged expression on her face clearly showed that she couldn't accept Lambda Delta's words.
If you'll pardon me for saying, I think it's the depth of hell that's important, not the length of time spent there.
That with that face, you like closed eye, calm, serene smile. Oh, it's the depth of the hell that matters, not the length. Oh, you think so, Witch of Truth, Erica?
You don't know what kind of hell you were in, Lady Lambda Delta. And I'm sure the time I spent in hell was anything more than a blink compared to yours. However, I don't think the depths of my hell were any shallower than yours.
In part, to celebrate your victory, I'll listen to what you have to say without arguing back. What a nice gift, huh?
What? No, you're just gonna stare at me all awkward-like and then...
Yeah, with this expression on my face.
Stop it. Don't do that.
No.
Anything else. Maybe just like an iTunes gift card. That's a better gift. Give me that. From my point of view, both the hell my master fell into, which could only be escaped from with a miracle, and the hell you fell into, which I don't know about but could be escaped from with certain willpower, were hells made to be escapable.
That's pretty bold coming from you.
I am the Witch of Truth. My hell was nothing more or less than the truth. When faced with the harsh reality of truth, no sort of willpower or miracle matters. I reached this place by overcoming that truth. I don't believe my power of withstanding the truth is in any way inferior to yours and my master's.
So what is this power to withstand the truth?
Wow, shocked Lambda. And so is this referring to the stuff that Erica still kind of mutters about? The stuff we got about being cheated on?
Maybe.
Those who don't know cannot understand. Perhaps you two couldn't become witches of truth because you couldn't bear to look at it directly.
I'll forgive you for those impudent words. Letting them pass with a slight nod is my present to you for your recent victory.
Yeah, this is my thank you gift. You couldn't see it, but I was flipping you off with
I could
my
see
hands
it.
are off screen, so I yeah, but I assure you that I'm giving you the rudest bird you've ever gotten.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing behind my back here?
Huh? Oh shit! This entire time?
Always.
Wow. Is that like stressful?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, great Lady Lambda Delta.
Oh.
Oh, that's unusual. It's rare to spot you two getting along. At some point, Berncastle had appeared on the opposite balcony of the cathedral. Erica, noticing her, cried,
My master!
happily, and dashed over.
Lady Lambda Delta was just telling me some old stories about you. A tale of miracles fitting for my master, the Witch of Miracles.
I'll forgive you just this once.
Huh?
Never speak of my past again. A grimace rose to her face and blasted Erica's good mood away. And then she understood. Berncastle was also a witch running from boredom. If it caught up with her, she would remember those never-ending days of hell. This is proof that
even my master still hasn't gotten over the pain and fear of hell. It means that she lacks the power to withstand the truth.
for the first time, Erica felt just a little disdain for her master.
My apologies. More importantly, why have you come to a place like this?
I was looking for you. I wanted to give you a reward.
A reward? Is it chopsticks? I ran out after the last pair I threw into someone's eyeballs. Really? Thank you very much, my master.
Oh, wow, I'm jealous. What are you going to give her?
First, I acknowledge your ascension as a true witch, not just a temporary one. I'll be your guardian, witch of truth for Rudo, Erica.
Thank you very much.
All you did was remove the temporary bit.
Shut the fuck up and let me enjoy this.
How happy can she be with a reward like that?
Very, it turns out.
You gotta want something more spectacular than that, right?
Okay, maybe is the iTunes gift card still on the table? No, that's not true. I'm very happy already.
Of course, on the inside, Erica did want another present. Mimicking Lambda Delta, she looked at her master to see if any further rewards would be coming. I do have one other. Berncastle snapped her fingers. As she did, a cloud of gold butterflies gathered and summoned a battler sitting in a throne at the center of the cathedral. Of course, his eyes were blank. He was still a shell of himself, his heart trapped in the closed room that he would never be able to escape from. That man is your reward.
My reward is battler?
Oh, I see. You're saying you'll make it so that Erica inherits all of this game board's territory.
That's right. Look at Battler's finger. He's wearing the ring of the one-winged eagle, symbol of the territory lord. If that becomes yours, you'll become the official lord of this territory. I don't mean you'll be under my charge. In name and reality, this territory will be yours.
So I need to take that ring off of Battler's finger?
Don't be stupid. There's only one ceremony where a woman gets a ring from a man's finger, right?
Erica, take Battler as your husband and become the wife of the territory lord.
Take Battler as my...
Yeah, that's right. If the territory lord is never to wake again, you'll need a partner to serve by his side and in his place. In other words, you will control this territory.
So we'll hold a wedding and exchange rings. In fact, I got an extra in case Bernie needs one. We can like...
No, I've just got so many, and like it just make my fingers heavier.
Oh, okay. Well, you could give me one.
No, but see, they're all mine now. I can't give them away. So
well, think on it. Think on it. It is Pride Month after all.
I don't. What? What does that have to do with?
Anyway, Battler's territory lord ring will become yours.
In exchange, you'll put a ring of subordination on Battler's finger. You'll control and humiliate him forever, and create as many tales however you like using this territory and game board.
Territory Lord Furudo Erica. Any tale you wish will come true. The Territory Lord is God. Congratulations. You're going to become the god of this small but wonderful world.
One's Patchwork Chimera, right? I think so.
I don't remember.
Is that true, my master? Will I become this world's god?
That is the final reward I will give to you. Take Battler's ring and create your own world. When that happens, you won't be my piece anymore. You'll be your own witch, a splendid one at that. Congratulations, Lady Erica. And one day you must welcome me when I come to visit, just like Beato once did.
Yes, my master, there could be no greater honor. And I'm starting to like this marriage thing. If you think about it, there can be no greater disgrace. Yeah. After all, that Beatrice is apparently going to desire to serve Battler and be liked by him. In the world that witch created, I'll marry and defile and humiliate Battler. Oh yeah, I understand now. I so understand how painful it feels to have the one you love stolen away from you. And now I'm finally the one dealing out the pain. Truly, there could be no greater honor.
You all weren't talking about something thematically relevant, just getting new power after being bullied for a while, have you? Was that happening earlier?
Who knows?
Okay. I'm glad you like it. I knew it was the one present you'd like most in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my master.
Erica leapt down from the balcony and walked briskly towards Battler. And then she peered down at the reward she had been given.
Now, isn't that a wonderful finale? You'll have a wedding, right?
Of course. A magnificent one. The perfect way to end Beato's game.
Of course, you'll send Beato an invitation too, right?
Let's hope she actually comes. Oh, high five me. Yeah. Alright, gotta watch this real quick. Okay, things are gonna get busy from now on. You have to prepare for the ceremony, make programs, send invitations.
Don't forget the wedding dress and a cake.
Oh yeah.
And one of those for and one of those for Erica.
And what?
And you need to get things ready for the reception.
Okay, reception, right, got it, okay. The two witches disappeared, cackling. Only the two who were to be wed remained in the cathedral.
Can you hear this, Battler-san? Do you realize what is about to happen to you?
Damn it. Battler's consciousness wasn't completely gone. It was very distant, but he was faintly tethered to reality, and that was what made it cruel. It was cruel as though the spider called Erica had wrapped Battler up and was eating him while he was still conscious. She might have been like certain kinds of wasp. It was the cruelty of paralyzing her prey while it still lived so that she could save him for later and eat him. In other words, her cruelty was that of a predator.
You can't get out of that closed room. After all, you used all that red truth to show it was closed. So don't worry, just let yourself be trapped in there forever. Because while you do, I'll be giving your body some good, long humiliation. Let's have a mirror in our bedroom. That way you can see just how you're being humiliated with your own eyes.
Well, I don't want to think about that.
Now let's have a bird cage hanging from the ceiling. We're gonna stick your beloved witch Beatrice in there. What do you think? Wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, I understand. This is how sweet it is to be standing on the other side.
As he listened to this mad laugh, Battler couldn't even bring a distressed expression to his face. His heart was still trapped in the closed room he had created. His body and soul would soon be trapped within a new closed room of Erica's. A closed room called marriage. Are the straights okay? No, bring back the techno.
Hey, did you hear, Furfur? I sure did, Zepar. Lord Battler and Lady Erica are having a wedding.
Their words were so similar to their usual shtick that Beato had to ask them to repeat it again.
What do you mean? As you know, the territory lord of this place has had his heart sealed away and cannot speak. It seems the beautiful Lady Erica is going to become his wife and support him in his work.
The two demons explained the situation in a very simple yet dramatic way.
I know what's going on. They're planning to take advantage of the fact that Battler's heart is sealed away and use marriage to lock up his body as well so that they can steal everything from him. At this rate, Battler's position as Game Master and his territory lord's ring will be stolen away. That little thief thinks she can do whatever she wants. Let's steal him back. This doesn't concern me, but if it affects you, then it's my business too. Just stealing his body back won't do you any good. After all, the great Lady Burncastle has already signed the marriage certificate as a witness. With the Great Witch of the Senate serving as witness, no one can dispel that union unless one of the pair wills it. So, as I thought, unless I can rescue Battler-san's heart from that closed room, there's no way we can save him. And find a way to rescue him from there. You're gonna steal away the bridegroom? Ah, how wonderful! If you can do that, it would make a tale beautiful enough for the opera. However, this closed room sealing Battler is quite difficult. The only way out is the door, and if the chain is unset, his escape will not be accepted. And on top of that, the chain can't be set from the outside, and now there's no one left to switch places with him. No matter how you look at it, we're stuck. If we give up, we won't be able to save him. The only way we can save him now is to keep thinking.
Though Beato looked as though she was about to burst into tears, she clenched her fists tightly. She was so frustrated with her inability to think up any brilliant plan that her heart felt as though it would burst.
Zepar and Furfur, you two are known for being among the most powerful of demons. They say your magic can make the impossible possible. Couldn't you use your power and knowledge to work out a plan for crushing this impossible closed room? Yes, love can accomplish any impossible thing. If you can't accomplish something, it means you lack enough love. Hearing that hurts. But we're moved by the strength of will that prevents you from giving up. Because you have that, we're sure you can bring about a miracle. Can't you at least give us some sort of hint about that miracle? We've known each other for quite some time. Can't you at least give my little sister a hint as a parting gift? We are always giving out hints. Without love, they cannot be seen. Yes, we can't see, which is why I'm telling you, show us. These two are always like this. You'll never get bored, but they can be very irritating at times like these.
Zepar and 4-4 certainly were demons who possessed a great power. The power of love that they bestowed had created several miracles in the past, miracles so great that they left marks on human history. However, those miracles were never given easily. They would give trials, tell riddles, and sometimes help the truth be realized, so that those who desired power could create that power themselves. No matter how pitiful the eyes that looked up at them, the two demons would never lend their power out of pity. As it is with gods, so it is with demons. They help those who help themselves.
I understand. I'll think about it myself. I will certainly. See, demons, look at this modern, pure-hearted girl. As the demons of love, don't your hearts hurt even a little? Let's have a hint. Or could you at least give us a hint to a hint? Yeah? Please.
Zepar and Furfur looked at each other. Of course, there was no pity on their faces. However, it could be seen that, though they did find the problem amusing, they were considering what they should do next.
What'll we do, Furfur? Can we just give a hint to a hint? Yes, that will do nicely, so let's have it. Okay. Here's a present from Zepar and Furfur. A hint to a hint of love. Please. You can't see the answer because you don't have enough love.
Ciao. Yeah! Bow.
I told you, not a hint like that. And if you don't have enough love, why don't you watch some lovers who are overflowing with it? Yes, and fortunately, we have two groups of lovers right here with us. Why don't we take a peek at their fight for love?
You should watch over and observe our trial.
I told you, not a hint like that.
Beato the Elder yelled at them, asking for a more tangible hint. However, Zepar and Furfur just giggled and ran about like rats.
Hey, no, that's my thing.
However, Beato took their hint to a hint seriously. Now that the Beatos were out of it, the second trial was between George and Shannon on one side, and Jessica and Cannon on the other. Tear apart the two who are close. In other words, defeat one of the members on the opposing team. They were allowed to use any method they wanted, but it could be a duel or it could be rock, paper, scissors. The four of them had alternated between speaking together, then splitting up and discussing things amongst their teams, and had, apparently, finally reached a decision.
Zepar, Furfur, do you have a second? Oh, they finally called out to us. So, George, have you decided on a format for the duel?
No matter how much the two demons cheered the four of them on in a joking manner, their serious expressions did not waver.
Yes, we've decided to hold a duel.
It's time to duel. I've always wanted to say that. The duel will take place between Shannon and me.
That's surprising. For a one-on-one duel, we would have thought that George and Jessica would have fought.
Because they can't fight a one-on-one duel.
Wait, what?
If you're the same person, you can't fight a one-on-one duel against yourself.
Yeah? These guys really wanted it to be them, and they wouldn't listen. As a man, I can't stand being unable to do anything but watch. However, Shannon's resolve will not waver. So we have no choice but to respect their decision and believe in them. Cannon-kun.
Thank you so much for believing in me. I've always thought that if we had to fight each other directly someday, it should be done like this.
And we've realized that that day is today. Of course, we might have been able to avoid this day.
However, now that this day has come, now, so we won't run away.
That's right. I'm not running away, so I'll be right here. Me too. I placed my faith in Shannon, so I have nothing more to say. And even if Shannon is the one fighting, our power is one, so we'll be fighting together. Yes, that's right. I'm just representing the pair of us. If the lovers have decided, even we demons will not butt in. So, how would you like to settle this duel?
Actually, it's a duel.
You don't mean that you want to have a literal duel, do you?
Again, I have to stress this. You have to be correct about this, otherwise it doesn't count. At once, both Shannon and Cannon nodded.
And the method?
Pistols at dawn.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a children's card game.
What? No, what gave you that impression? That doesn't matter, as long as it's a fight to the death.
If possible, we would like to be peaceful without suffering. And we would like to avoid wounding each other unnecessarily before one of us dies. Zepar, we should be the ones to oversee this noble duel. True. We understand you two. We will propose a noble duel, one that will honor your noble spirits.
When Zepar clapped loudly, a case with an old design appeared in the air and landed between Shannon and Cannon. Furfur nodded at them, urging them to open it. Cannon crouched down and opened the case. There were some antiques inside. They would have looked splendid hanging on the wall at some classy coffee shop. However, they were not mere decorations now.
These are... I see, just perfect for a duel.
Inside the case were 2 dueling pistols. Ancient, like the kind used in the Middle Ages. Yes, this was a dueling pistol case that only those who wished for a fight to the death were allowed to open.
They have 1 bullet each. As you requested, we have imbued them with magic. They have magical bullets, which will bring certain and painless death, no matter where on your body they hit.
Hell yes, pistols at dawn.
I kind of liked the card game idea.
We can still do the card game later, but for now,
I think we very much can't.
Well, not with that attitude.
Thank you very much. You are most merciful.
I just don't think life or death situations should be decided by a children's card game. Could you imagine if you gave someone that much power based on how well they did at a children's card game?
I know, right? That'd be a pretty fucked up TV show.
I know. What if you got everyone on an island? And what if we both miss?
Normally, that would be a draw. However, such a thing is not allowed in our trial. If you both miss, you will come back and we will give you new bullets. This will repeat until one of you is dead.
I have no objections.
Me neither. I'm glad. This means we can finally
settle this. Alright, so for Pistols at Dawn, we start out with, what, 2,000 life points? Is that right?
I beginning to understand the misconception. Ushiromiya George, I recognize you as Sayo's witness. Understood. Ushiromiya Jessica, I recognize you as Yoshia's witness. Sure. We are responsible for this duel. It is our responsibility to see that this duel reaches a decision no matter what.
When Zepar and Furfur cried these words out, the whole area was blanketed in a gold-colored light, and when it cleared, it had become the rose garden where golden roses bloomed.
A duel over love, is it? How old-fashioned they are. I have seen many duels with pistols during my 1,000 years, but I have never seen one like this. Because it's being overseen by demons? No, that's Tuesday for me. A duel over love is usually a fight between 2 people, both in love with the same single person, isn't it?
It's weird how they
Looks
keep
directly at camera.
Looks directly at camera. See, they keep the thing is, like, I don't know whether or not your theory is right or not, but they keep dropping so many things that subtly would make sense if your theory was true.
Canon is Shannon. Canon is Shannon. However, here we have a pair of lovers fighting another pair of lovers. This is quite odd. I'm sure it's because they want a miracle of magic. It seems we cannot be successful in love without such a miracle. Do you know the minimum number of people needed to create a universe? Huh? No, I don't.
Shannon and Cannon each took a pistol out of the case, returned to their respective witnesses, and checked the weapons over. Then, when they both decided that there were no problems, they checked once more to make sure that their opponent was prepared, and nodded to each other.
If there are no problems, let the duelists stand back to back, then walk the decided number of steps away from each other. Then the duel will begin on our signal. Zepar, how many steps should they walk? Good question. Well, maybe we should choose a number that's closely bound to this duel. A number closely bound? What number is that? It's a number we know of well. It's that number which has been repeated over and over again since the time this game, this tale, began. That number is 19!
And they're even lampshading the number of people on the island thing. 19 years ago as well.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting number. I love primes.
It's a good number to settle everything with. Also, 19's not prime, you can divide it by 7. What? Why are you laughing at me like this? 19. Whenever the illusion of a 19th person was seen on the island, on which only 18 people were supposed to be, this number was used to refer to the witch. It was the number of years needed to create this tale. It was the number of years it took to reach this unavoidable day. And it was the age of the true territory lord of this world. Hey, that's me!
So Battler is 19.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For some reason, I thought we had been unsure at some point. They'll stand across from each other, then walk 19 steps. And shoot. That's pretty far. At that distance, the first one to shoot won't necessarily be the winner. If one of us shoots first and misses, that will probably be the end for them.
And if it hits, this easy game can be won without even getting a scratch.
Well then, duelers!
Stand with your backs together. All right, so where do I slot in the deck on this dual disc? Shannon and Cannon slowly walked towards each other, facing each other. Once they turned away, they wouldn't see the other's face again until they killed them. So this face-to-face meeting would never happen again.
They're both going to hit at the same time.
Something like that, yeah. Because one can't live without the other still.
Yep. Thanks for everything. Getting to have a little brother like you was fun.
Thank you for letting me be me. Thank you for showing me color in the world of grey.
Why were we born, I wonder?
Would have been better if we died right after being born. You know, maybe after we got hucked off a cliff or something.
That's Father's sin, isn't it?
Yeah. So he can just die. Let them all die.
Yeah. Everyone will die. It'll happen very soon. And right after, everyone will revive and we'll be able to see them again. We aren't birds in a cage anymore.
We'll finally leave our cage and fly off to our separate worlds.
I should have had a duel like this with you long ago.
Surely, today is the day.
Today's the day?
Today is the day.
Yeah, it's today.
October 5th, 1986. The fated day.
The day that one of us will die.
Or maybe we'll both shoot at the same time and both die.
That might not be so bad. Even that wouldn't be bad at all.
Right. After all, even if that happens, our loves will surely be made complete.
Did we really need to have this duel?
We did. You said it yourself. We should have done this much, much sooner.
Right, because to me, you are
To me, you are
just in the way now.
Yeah. I like it, like there's so much drooling subtext here that makes sense if your theory is correct.
Ugh.
For the first time, the intent to kill flashed through the eyes of both. Why? For what reason? Why must such a day come for this pair that it seemed to like so much like siblings, connected by a bond of different from love? It was a great mystery. A great mystery as to the question of how this could be the key towards unlocking Battler San's closed room.
If I watch over this duel instead of running away, will I find the key to solving that closed room? I will, right? Zepar-san, Furfur-san.
The cathedral was beautifully decorated for the wedding between the Territory Lord, Lord Battler, and Lady Erica. A crowd of guests wearing goat masks filled the cathedral, waiting for the arrival of the bride and the groom. As befitted a demon's wedding, it was neither solemn nor quiet, but cheery and noisy, brimming with activity.
I wonder what Beato is doing.
Probably enjoying these sick beats. I hear she has gone to see Zepar and Furfur. Since that powerful pair controls love, they could force even a demon king to retreat. I do hope they prove to be helpful in some way.
I know all about those two. I think you know as well as me that they won't hand over their power easily.
True. However, that is precisely why they are capable of granting a power that can lead to miracles.
At any rate, if we can just free Battler-kun's heart from that closed room, we should be able to manage something here. Closed rooms are your favorite, are they not, the Gap? Can you think of any tricks?
This is a nasty one. Battler and Erica have been dropping red truths all over the place. I can say for certain that it's impossible to escape from the inside on one's own.
So, after all, the only way is to have someone else trade places with him and set the chain.
If someone does appear like that, saving Battler should be easy. There's a full 11 people, right?
Those 11 are sealed on the second floor of the guest house. If we could somehow slip them out of there.
I see. Solving the problem of Battler Sama's closed room is equivalent to solving the problem of either closed room on the guest house second floor.
Exactly. Limiting your thoughts to just Battler's guest room would be like getting trapped in a mental closed room of your own. The closed room we need to break open to save Battler isn't the guest room. It's the closed rooms in the guest house.
It's the everyone else room. It's absolutely the everyone else room. She brought her glasses today.
Clodor with glasses is so precious. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm sorry. Have we seen her with glasses before?
Yes, once in the not in game, but in the tip screen.
In the tip screen,
because she sometimes has the glasses when you click on her.
Oh my god. Oh, I love Delano with glasses. Oh, save this precious bean. Most
unfortunately,
we of Eiser and Jungfrau have been placed in charge of the two rooms in the
guest house.
You guys specialize in seals and barriers.
However, that was quite
Impressive.
Miss the Gap. You realize that the closed room you should destroy to save Battler is in the
Guest house.
The ceremony will begin
Soon.
But why not reconstruct the scene as a way to kill time until
Then.
Are you sure about this? Doesn't this violate the obligation of confidentiality you have as Lady Erica's pieces?
that is no
Problem.
Surely, if you first have the seals around the scene confirmed and fall into
Despair.
you will be able to celebrate this ceremony more.
Sincerely.
How confident. I'll take that challenge. Leah, let's have ourselves a little snack before the ceremony.
With that, dear ladies of Izern, we humbly ask that you reconstruct the scene for us.
We
hear and obey.
This is the cousin room.
The next room over has the exact same.
Layout.
Carry out your inspection however you
Please.
This room has Genji, Goda, Cannon, and then Kraus, Rudolph, and Jessica for a total of 6 people. The next room over has Hideyoshi, George, Shannon, Kumasawa, and Nanjo for a total of 5
People.
And remember, the only thing we got these names in red, but we didn't get these names in red. We just got everyone else.
Yep.
Don't be stupid, everyone. Who's in this room doesn't matter anymore. We need to find out how to escape from it.
You're right. The doors and windows are sealed, so we must somehow escape from some other place.
You know what? I know all about how you having people like to use momentum to dodge issues. This is no closed room, right?
Please, allow me to speak. Let it be known that the closed rooms in our charge are perfect.
You were in charge of the window seal of Kinzo's room last game, right? Just how did Battler let Kinzo escape from that room?
That was no fault of Cornelia's. The blame rests on her superior.
Me.
Oh, hey, good boss. Delano are out here being boss goals.
This is exactly the same as Kinzo's study. The windows. This closed room can be broken by the windows. This trick of yours is just plain obvious.
How? Lady Erica sealed the entire room, right? That means the entire room is sealed, including the windows.
I see. It would seem we have been misinterpreting the definition of these seals. Closed rooms sealed by packing tape are not impossible to break. They form no prison.
That's exactly. Seals definitely prove that a room is a closed room. However, they don't prove that the room will remain as such. They only prove that the room is a closed room as long as the packing tape is not broken.
We are not trying to deceive you in any way. As long as the packing tape is intact, they are guaranteed to be closed.
Rooms.
That is
All.
Then why the windows? Why is it that we can break this closed room with the windows?
It's simple. We just tear the packing tape apart and jump out. I don't know what the outside wall of the guest house is like, but it must have enough of a foothold for that girl to crawl up and to stick packing tape on the outside without anyone noticing.
if you break the packing tape, we will immediately know that the seal has been
Broken.
And we have already proven that the seals were intact at the time of Battler's logic.
Error.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Someone jumps out the window in between the time that it's confirmed those people are in there and the time the seal is made. Weren't they confirmed in there? Were they confirmed in there before or after the seal was made? No, this doesn't work. Shit.
Yeah, I think, because I think they were confirmed right after she sealed up the second room and then sealed the room next to it and then the cousin room.
Yeah.
Is this
There's no all caps, so it's the gap.
True. It's true that at the time you proved that the seals weren't broken. That's how you tricked us into thinking that these were closed rooms. Logic the seals equals closed room doesn't always apply.
Wait. We've had it confirmed that the seals can be used as many times as she wants on one room.
So they could just
So-
by Erica, right?
By Erica. Okay, yeah, that still doesn't make sense. Why would she let someone out and then reseal it? I guess if someone had left, she could reseal it. So in order to confuse Battler
Yeah,
further,
I guess that could work.
I don't know.
The Gap's specialty was dealing with the finishing blow in closed room mysteries. She leaned back and looked down at the short Delano as though a challenge such as this was like taking candy from a baby. Delano looked up at her with a bold expression and sparks flew between them.
What do you mean? Seals equals closed room is wrong? That's insane.
Remember, Leah, which seals did Erica and the others show us at the time? Which seals did they show were still intact?
Oh, I see. This is the sort of falsification that the Great Court of Heaven likes to practice. I cannot let that remark
Pass.
What is your
Complaint.
Come on, I've been saying it the whole time. It's the windows. It's true that you people use those seals to seal them in, including the windows. By the time you added those seals, that counted as proof. So far, so good. But you know what? After that, anyone in this room could have done it. Who was here again? Genji, Goda, Cannon, Kraus, Rudolph, Jessica? It could have been any one of them. All they had to do was tear the packing tape out the window, slip out from there, and save Battler.
But at the time of the logic error, it was proven that the seals were intact.
Incorrect. At that time, Lady Erica only verified the status of the seals on the doors.
Fuck!
Ah!
Oh my god.
Is that really it? Okay. Okay.
Ah.
You know what? Fair play. Fair play. That's right. Fair play. The doors. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. That feels way too obvious, actually.
In fact, it feels too obvious. I feel like that can't be it. I feel like we're about to get something.
Maybe. I
Look at
love
that
this
face.
Delonor face. It's made better with the glasses, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, look. And with the little cat smirk. And,
Yeah.
Oh, I love this bean. Protect her.
Yes, come to think of it, at that time Lady Erica just showed the doors of the 2 rooms and claimed that the seals were intact for each.
Hold on, I've got the red text here. I'm going to pull it up while you keep talking.
She never mentioned the seals on the windows.
That's correct. It's probably true that seals on the doors and windows were perfectly secure when they were added. However, at the time of the logic error, you only confirmed the status of the seals on the doors. In other words, since the time Erica left the guest house, it was not forbidden for someone to break through the windows and leave whenever they wished. What do you say? I've got you now, haven't I? This is how you do things.
Commander Delonor, it's nearly time.
It seems the bride and groom have
Arrived.
This ends our
Chat.
We will meet again.
Later.
With a happy-looking grin on her face, Delonor turned around, but that must have hit her where it hurts. The gap couldn't let her get away. She grabbed the other's shoulder.
Wait there. Tell us whether or not the seals on the windows were still set at the time of the logic error. If you don't, anyone in that room could have saved Battler.
And who do you think would have been capable of such a...
Rescue.
Doesn't matter who. Then just by personal preference, I'll name Cannon-kun. Seems agile and hiding his presence is his special...
Oh my god, of course the one she names is... Of course the one she names... Yep.
The perfect person to follow after Erica and quickly come to Battler-kun's rescue.
Cannon.
Impossible.
Impossible? Come on now, we can't trust what you say with normal words. Use the red truth. Swear upon that red longsword of yours.
Miss the Gap. A sacred wedding is about to begin.
Here.
You ask me to draw my sword in a sacred place here such as...
This.
How inelegant and...
Rude.
Let's do this some other time.
Time. Goodbye.
It's possible for Cannon to save Battler. After Erica sealed the room, he left by the window, switched places with Battler-kun in the guest room, set the chain lock, and hid in the closet.
Impossible. The window seals were also intact.
Of course, this is at the time of the logic...
Error.
Which is good because that means that our original line of logic wasn't mistaken.
Our original line of logic.
Because the theories we were presenting weren't resting on that.
I don't know that it tells us our original lines of logic weren't mistaken. It just tells us it's not this.
Okay, yeah, sorry. If it had been that simple, I would have been like, oh, okay.
I would have been kicking myself if it was that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did totally not read that and not realize that hadn't already been confirmed. So that is my bad.
Yeah, even with trying to be like hyper-focused and be like, okay, how could this text mislead you? You still get caught in traps. The Gap's reverse roundhouse that followed her blue wedge crossed with Delonor's red longsword and both pointed at the other's throat. Gap always kicks and shit.
Yeah.
The Gap meant to represent Ava in some way?
Maybe.
The once peaceful mood of the wedding broke apart. Several goat guests whispered to each other, wondering why those two seemed to be fighting.
Okay, so you can counter that. Why didn't you just say so in the first place?
We thought that Beatrice might eventually reach that thought, then barge in on the wedding with that as the key to Battler's...
Escape.
I did not think that you would press us first and force us to show our...
hand.
Do you fight dirty, don't you? Hold on, so... When... The window seals were also intact. Impossible... Okay.
We're trying to trap Beatrice by making her suspect the windows that turned the tables on her.
What else should a human who guards the bride be expected to do? Are you satisfied?
Now.
A demon world-style wedding truly is vulgar and
Barbaric.
if you would excuse.
Us.
Wait up, you haven't fooled me yet. When you mentioned window seals just now, you were talking about the ones in the room where Cannon was, the cousin room, right? And what about the windows on the next room over? All you've done is shown that the rescue would have been impossible for Cannon.
And this is where Cannon's identity becomes a big sticking point, doesn't it? Because of all the people she named the one whose identity is up in the air. So if she says specifically the seals on the room with Cannon in it, if Cannon is Shannon, that still leaves open the possibility that someone in the other room opened their seals, right?
Well, we'll see.
Because we remember it was never said in red what room Cannon was in.
There's still a chance for the humans the next room over.
How very
Persistent.
We apologize for our rudeness. We are the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards, in charge of security at this ceremony. I'm afraid I must ask you both for your stamped invitations.
Tlanor A. Knox. I am with the bride's.
Party.
Here is my stamped.
Invitation.
Also, here are my credentials as bodyguard to the
Bride.
Confirmed as Chief Knox. Welcome to Lord Battler's wedding.
I'm the Gap. I'm with the groom's party. Here's my invitation and... Oh, crap.
You didn't get it stamped at the reception desk, yeah.
I came here directly, so I didn't go by the reception desk. It's still unstamped.
Why do you always have to do that at times like this? The Gap, Sama. My apologies, but we'll have to ask you to come with us to a different room.
Delanor watched, shrugged, and turned away.
Wait there, Delanor. Respond to my blue truth.
If you want the opinion of the Great Court of Heaven, please fill out an application in accordance with court
Procedures.
Allow me to speak. Know that the ticket window is open from 10 to 5 on weekdays. Lunch break runs from noon to 1:15. Allow me to speak. Note that the use of whiteout or strike-throughs is not permitted when filling out forms. There's a rumor that they refuse Comic Head applications for the same thing, yeah. That's an urban legend. Probably.
Let us provisionally accept that truth.
Verbally.
It will be put on hold until the proper forms are received and duplicate submissions are not.
Allowed.
I don't understand. Can you respond to my blue truth or can't you?
If you fill out the application on Monday, we should be able to have an answer for you by the end of next
Month.
Duplicate submissions are forbidden, so the blue truth you just spoke will be unusable during this wedding.
Ceremony.
This is in accordance with the laws of evidence from the official Great Court regulations, Article 214, subsection 15, regarding the prevention of duplicate
Submissions.
Please, allow me to speak. Know that it is forbidden for blue truth to be used if based on the argument that the window seals of the next room over were torn at the time of the logic error.
if based on the argument that the window seals of the next room over were torn at the... Okay, so that's the room, and that's the room where we had a potential... That's the one Erica left. So
Yeah,
there's a
and-
potential scenario where that's not the one that matters anyway.
What?
So, okay, so know that it's forbidden for blue truth to be used based on the argument that the window seals of the next room over were torn at the time of the logic error. Right. Okay. So, that's really telling. Why would they care about the seals, window seals of the next room over if that's not the room Cannon is supposedly in?
Yeah.
Cannon is Shannon. Shannon
Yeah.
is Cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she totally just slipped up by saying that.
Yup. Please, allow me to speak. Know that the opposing side is under no obligation to respond to the aforementioned blue truth.
You were right. Cannon is in the first room, the one that Eric left the next room over. How? Oh, that's so good! High five me. I think you got this.
Cowards, hey, let go me, rabbit band.
The Chester sisters led the gap away. Just when she thought she'd reached the core, they had underhandedly refused to
So
respond.
here's the thing. That doesn't help us crack this closed room, though.
I mean, using their logic, now anyone in the other room could be.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
So
now-
it's not Shannon Cannon
Yep.
who saves Battler. It's somebody else from the other room that we don't know shit about now.
Right. So now it
We
could have
just
been
were
Krause.
misled about which room it was.
Yeah. She by saying that we couldn't use blue truths about that room, it's like, but we're So yeah. This is a big clue. There's a chance that the window seals on the next room over have been broken.
There isn't, but it's the cousin room.
It's the cousin rooms. In other words, it might be possible for Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, or Nanjo to save Battler. And yet just now, that move was sealed away. The use of any blue based on the window seals on the next room over might have been broken, has been prevented. It is now possible to claim that the 5 who could have saved Battler were the ones who did it.
What the hell? That's low. That's the answer, isn't it? I also noticed that they hadn't proved that the window seals were intact. But if they can't use the blue truth, what are they supposed to do? Yeah, I know. I'm sure you're laughing at me again because you alone have discovered the answer.
My apologies, child of man. I am having trouble just as you are.
I can't believe I'm hearing you say that.
I also realize that the windows of the next room over were left unavailable. However, I hadn't imagined that the use of the argument would be prevented.
Doesn't this seriously violate the rules? I mean, how can a quiz be fair if you can't say the right answer? Isn't this a logic error for the other side?
We can also view the fact that the tale is continuing as proof that it was not a logic error.
In other words, there's some other answer completely unrelated to the windows of the next room over.
Yep, because again, like, as the gap confirmed, like, what they're referring to is the window seals in the room that Cannon was in. If Cannon is in the next room over, because Cannon is Shannon,
Yep.
then that still works.
Yep.
That's fucked up. Or it may be possible to explain without discussing the windows how one of those 5 came to Battler's rescue.
If they can't talk about the windows, they'll have to find a different way to leave that room. That practically makes the next room over a closed room.
Yes, it does. That is why I am also stuck. Because of these strange seal proclamations, the 2 rooms have once again become closed rooms. Most likely.
Most likely what? If you're so vastly intelligent, what kind of answer have you found?
There is no answer.
No answer? What do you mean?
There is no way out except for the windows of the next room over, and yet we are not allowed to include those windows in our reasoning. There probably is no answer for this closed room.
And if so, what next?
Since no answer exists, then defeat is absolutely certain for whichever player is burdened with the responsibility of explaining.
So we have no moves left? In other words, that statement of Dlanor's was the final blow? Doesn't this make it checkmate?
No, one move does exist. However, that move is one that can never be used again, and it is also a part of Beato's heart.
You mean one of the greatest riddles of this tale?
Precisely. By using that, or possibly... Featherine sighed deeply. Oh, this is you.
Featherine sighed deeply. It was something she hadn't done once before now. Who's talking?
I have no idea. I think this is Angie.
I see. So as long as this tale has been, it is finally time for the curtain to close. Exposing the answer to this riddle means the same as finally killing Beato. But perhaps Battler is the only one qualified to make that decision. If he weaves such a tale as the Game Master, no one will be able to stop it now. The greatest riddle of this tale will probably be revealed very soon.
A deep sound reverberated through the cathedral.
I love they're giving us the hints. It's going to happen really soon. It's going to happen really soon. Are you sure you got your explanations? Are you sure you did your thinking?
Yeah, no, time is coming soon. Make sure you're passing your work,
Yep.
everyone.
I know what I've got my solution. Shannon is canon. Ride or die.
And
Shannon
that,
canon
and
theory.
that works with and that does work and allows people in the guest room in order to get out through the window and come save Battler.
Yep.
It was the sound of the several dozen Chester sisters, Imperial Guards, members of the Honor Guard, who stood in a line across the cathedral and stamped their heels in unison. It brought about total silence even before the demons running the ceremony spoke.
Let us have silence, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the wedding of Lord Battler, Territory Lord and Golden Sorcerer, and Lady Erica, the Witch of Truth.
Zepar and Furfur had appeared in the center of the cathedral. Having them invited to host a wedding was a great honor. Though they had asked for silence, the attendants who packed the cathedral welcomed the two demons with an enormous applause.
Oh, it's Separ and Furfur. Then what about Beato?
She may already have snuck onto the ground. They searched for Beato in the crowd of several hundred people, but they couldn't find her anywhere.
I wonder if Beato managed to find a way to save Battler-kun.
If she managed to gain Zepar and Furfur's power, then I'm sure she has. There exists no miracle that cannot be gained after receiving their strength.
And if she didn't?
Then that goat biting its handkerchief over there is probably her.
Then let us welcome the bride and groom. Please give them a grand welcome and celebrate them as they start on their new life. Come out, bride and groom. Walk the path of the shackles called marriage, which will bind you until the grave.
Are straight people okay?
No, really, are straight people
okay?
But this is Epar and Furfur. What's straight about that?
Okay, well, they're different genders.
Does that make it straight?
It means straight is a possibility. The big doors in the back of the cathedral slowly open. I stand by what I said. Also, wedding techno.
Yeah. As long as the chance of Zepar and Furfur being straight is greater than 0.
And then the Territory Lord and his beautiful bride came into view. Arm in arm, the pair slowly began to walk down the path to the grave lined with red carpet. The Chester Honor Guard stood at attention along either side of that path, raised their adorned bayonets with mechanical precision, and made sure that no evil could block the path the pair walked down. Chester sisters that weren't part of the Honor Guard were stationed all over the cathedral, hiding behind pillars and keep an eye out for intruders.
00 calling 45 and 410. Any irregularities?
For what?
Oh, it was 420. Sorry, I got your number wrong.
That's cool, yeah.
Ceiling snipers all clear, yeah.
420 and 45 were on top of a massive chandelier hanging from the cathedral's ceiling. Several other sniper pairs could be seen stationed on top of other chandeliers. The seemingly festive cathedral was actually being heavily guarded in places that the attendants wouldn't notice.
Currently, we are simultaneously targeting 36 attendants suspected of being Lady Beatrice, as well as 131 in positions from which an attack might be launched. Surveillance in progress. Don't let your guard down. Lady Beatrice will almost certainly stage an attack on this wedding. That'd be so cool, breaking in to steal the bride, yeah? 420, he's the groom, not the bride. But he's playing the bride's part, yeah?
I love these bunnies. The Chester sniper teams on the chandeliers used super high efficiency observers to track the movements of several hundred attendants. If any one of those made any suspicious movements, the Chesters had been given permission to fire immediately. The one on that chandelier is Chester 127. That overkilling monster sniper could pulverize a human target from 2 kilometers away. The one on the chandelier across from that is Chester 20. Her firing rate is 6,000 shots per minute. I wonder if these line up with what we know about gun calibers and stuff. I just don't.
Maybe.
I'm not a gun person. However, she's using a portable magazine this time, so 2 seconds is all it'll take for her to use up all of her ammo. Lazy bum could barely do her job for 2 seconds, yeah. Slowly and making a show of it, the two walked down the red carpeted path. Battler's eyes were blank. If you looked closely, you could probably tell that Erica was dragging him by the arm she held. In other words, they weren't walking together. This was a ceremony for Erica to show off to everyone that this man belonged to her. Behind the bride and groom walked the 7 sisters of Purgatory, who held long ceremonial arms in the shape of the one-winged eagle. That moron battler. What is he lazing about for? That's why people call him incompetent. Can understand Beatrice-sama's pain better than anyone else. It's all because of that stupid battler who caused a logic error. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Beatrice-sama will not fall to sloth and let this wedding go on. Of course. Beatrice-sama's greedy. She won't let someone else take away her favorite toy. She'll definitely show up. I hear the wedding reception's gonna have tons of delicious food. I want to wear a wedding dress now.
Those two are not on the plot.
Not on the same page here.
They just heard there'd be food, and
like,
cool dresses.
They're
like, yeah!
food. Yeah, give me the food. Berncastle and Lambda Delta were on the noble seating in the balcony. They were sipping some bizarre carbonated cocktails as they looked down upon the show.
Odds on Bernie's having soy sauce in it.
You can't prove that.
It's just 7-Up and soy sauce, half and half mixture.
Or as I call it, the witch highball.
What a splendid wedding dress. I love stuff like this.
This is just the opening performance.
That's pretty cruel. Which event do you think will be the headliner? Don't tell me you really think Beato will come. As you know as well, Battler's closed room is perfect. How could Beato win? Right?
You must have heard too. There's a chance that the window seal on the room next door has been torn. Seems Delano managed to seal that path off for now, but she just denied the concept of sealing the actual window. They'll fly out the window again, this one-winged eagle thing.
Wanna bet?
On whether Beato comes?
I bet she comes with certainty.
I bet she comes miraculously.
This isn't gonna work.
Really, should we even be talking about this? This feels like intrusive to her. The Witch of Certainty and the Witch of Miracles were both sure that Beato would come. However, they were very interested in exactly how she would break the closed room and take Battler back. Been watching from behind the scenes. You probably know. You know what the trick is.
More or less, but Erica's done a hell of a job, so now even I'm stumped.
Liar.
Huh?
I'm sure you found one already. There does exist a trick that can save Battler, right?
There does. But it's tough.
And if that move is used, part of Beato's heart will be exposed. Yeah, because figuring out that logic rests on the fact that Shannon and Cannon are the same person.
Yep.
And therefore, the seals on the room with the other people in it are fine. And that means part of Beato's heart will be exposed. Because we suspect that those are the two playing Beatrice for like Mario's benefit and whatnot. Isn't that right?
Oh, so you already know.
Hey, you want to change our bet?
To what?
To whether Beato or Erica wins.
Sure, if you're willing to bet on Erica.
I'll do it.
Oh, you are betting on Erica? And why do you think you can win?
If this trick is a part of Beato's heart, then Battler the Game Master will hesitate at exposing it. And so they cannot win. It'll probably be a draw. I'm sure they'll sidestep the issue somehow and run away.
Battler has sworn to let Beato rest in peace. Burn, you're being too naive.
The bet was made based on the assumption that certain miracle that Beato would come. Virgilia, who was standing in the front row, tried to call out as soon as Battler walked by. She tried to tell him that the window seal in the next room over hadn't been checked, hoping that this would give him a hint. However, she had been marked perfectly. The instant she tried to lean forward, two Chester sisters right behind her grabbed her arms. That powerful force told her that she wouldn't be able to move even a step forward. Trapped, she was forced to stand there and watch as Battler walked past.
Battler-kun.
Even now, he's fighting that closed room all by himself. However, he cannot get out by his own power alone. Unless someone comes to save him, he cannot get out.
Unless that child comes to save him, Battler-kun will be trapped.
If there's a key to that closed room, I am certain the lady will find it. Lady, I am sure you have gone through many trials in your life, but please, this is one trial that you must overcome. I am certain that you can do it. I, Runaway, do not doubt that in the slightest. The bride and groom's procession slowly advanced down the path to the grave and reached the altar.
That's a great turn of phrase.
It is a great turn of phrase. I wonder, there is a chapel on the island. I wonder if that's also a hint as to something that exists in the chapel.
No?
Though walking slowly was ceremonious and proper etiquette, it was also tiring. Erica glanced over at Battler. Of course, his eyes were blank. His heart was still inside that closed room. Once more, the sound of the Chester honor guard stamping their heels rang out loudly. Silence returned to the cathedral again. Now the wedding ceremony would finally begin.
People live for the sake of love. Therefore, today, you have fulfilled the purpose of your lives. Oh, how great is the power to live, the power of love. I pray that the brightness of this day blesses these two for all time. Come now, you who love one another, make the oath of love. In the place of the husband who cannot speak, let the wife make the oath on behalf of the pair.
Battler swears to Erica, and Erica swears to Battler to support each other both in sickness and in health. I didn't catch that, Battler-san. If you have some objection, please say it a bit more clearly in a loud voice.
Damn it.
If you have anything further to say, please get yourself out of that logic error closed room first. Don't worry, I'll support you until that day comes.
You have heard the pair's oath of love. Oh, let this oath be eternal.
The thunderous applause celebrated their marriage of subordination. After the oath, they would symbolize the bond. It was the exchanging of the rings. The Territory Lord's ring was with the one-winged eagle engraved on it that sat on Battler's finger, would become Erica's. By this, she would become the ruler of this game board, and in exchange, Battler's finger would be given a diamond ring that Erica had prepared. At a glance, it just looked like a ring adorned by a large diamond. However, this cursed ring would force Battler into eternal subservience and mark him as another's property.
Yes, let the pair exchange rings.
This is a very bleak view of marriage. Holy shit.
Since the husband's fingers cannot move, let his wife support him.
Erica respectfully took Battler's right hand, then slowly pulled off the Territory Lord's ring that had been on his ring finger. That was the ring Beato had entrusted him with. Erica stole it away.
This is the ring that woman left behind, right? How does it feel to have that stolen away by a woman like me? Huh? I can't hear you. Please, say it one more time.
Go to hell.
Oh, that. Well, then there's no need to worry, Battler-san.
Erica pressed her lips up against Battler's earlobe as if biting it, and told him where they were.
We're already there.
And then slowly, she took Beato's ring, which she had stolen from Battler, and slipped onto her own left hand.
And now, bride, you may give the groom your ring. That's one hell of a ring, a shackle that'll hold him in place for all time.
Yeah, it's custom made.
Even Battler's blank eyes could see the diamond ring Erica held. It was like Erica herself. On the outside, it shone beautifully and possessed an absolute hardness that would bend to no one's will. And on the inside, to symbolize never letting go of the prey it had latched onto, it had 8 sharp thorns pointing inwards. If they had been growing out the other side, it would have looked like the collar of a guard dog from hell. However, whoever heard of putting those on the inside? By twisting the diamond, those thorns would slide in or out. In other words, if you twisted it after thrusting the finger inside, the inward-facing thorns would bite down, never releasing until the end of time. Then even his soul would be trapped, and his body, mind, and soul would be forced to serve Erica for all eternity. You kidding me? Who the hell would wear a ring like that? He couldn't even finish speaking that simple phrase. And furthermore, those awkward words were the only way he could resist. She raised Battler's left hand and stroked his ring finger as if tasting it. Erica pressed the ring of subordination up against the tip of his finger. The ring is made to fit too tightly, it can be painful and hard to take off. However, this ring was never intended to be removed for life anyway, so its inner band had been mercilessly narrowed. Even without the thorns, forcing a small ring like this on would hurt.
This ring will seal up your body, heart, and soul for all eternity. And then you'll become an eternal living doll. I won't even let you die. You'll be endlessly defiled and humiliated by me. And every time I forget that taste of victory, I'll use your body to remind me over and over again. If you got the guts to bite off your tongue, now's the time. Once this goes on your finger, you won't be able to even do that.
Ugh. Battler didn't even have the strength to bite his tongue. Even if he had, he didn't want to give up before finding a way to escape the closed room, so he couldn't kill himself. However, if he accepted the ring, he would never be able to even think about escaping from the room, much less commit suicide. Stop it.
No way. Look, I'm sticking your finger in.
It hurts. It wasn't just the pain of having his finger forced through the tight ring. The curse of the ring fiercely tormented Battler's body from the inside. That pain would always torment Battler, but fortunately, the power of the ring even stole away the heart that could understand that pain. Erica kept screwing that too small demon's ring on. It hurts. It's impossible. There's no way.
Don't worry. It'll fit. No problem.
With an obscene laugh, Erica let a silver thread drip from her mouth and soaked the finger in the ring.
Please relax. We'll stick it in all at once.
Okay, so there is Yeah, okay. And remember that they mentioned specifically Erica's playing the part of the groom in this wedding here. So I'm glad that cool. Fun. Yes, we do pick up on the subtext. It's loud and clear.
Please, don't resist uselessly. It'll hurt less if you don't resist, okay? You see, now it's sliding right in.
Oh! Slowly, Battler's finger went deeper through the ring. He was pushed through the iron ring, a pain and humiliation which would never be removed again.
Come on. Look, okay? It's all the way to the base, you see?
Oh. The demon's ring tightened around the finger so much that it seemed the finger would snap off along with the bone. Could Battler's hazy expression of anguish really describe how unbearable this filthy pain was?
Okay. Now that it's on all the way, let's have the final touch, shall we? After this, you will be mine forever.
Erica touched the ring's diamond knob. If she twisted it, the thorns would bite in and never let go again. Oh, stop it.
Sure. Just say, forgive me, Erica-sama, and I'll stop.
Really?
Please, forgive me, Erica-sama. I swear to spend the rest of my life as your dog with a collar around my neck, so at least spare me that ring. If you can say that, I won't make you wear the ring.
Forgive.
Huh? I can't really hear you.
I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you.
For making you suffer like this?
No, I'll never forgive you. For defiling Beato's ring. The Battler's eyes had supposedly been forced into a muddled condition. They appeared strong for just an instant. However, it really was only for an instant. Battler had used up the last of his fleeting resistance just to say those words. In his dim consciousness, he had even bitten his own tongue to stay alert, so that he could say those words of resistance until the very end.
Of course. It seems you aren't the kind of dog that can be tamed. But it's better that way.
Erica smiled, and then she turned the diamond. In that instant, Battler let out a voiceless scream and threw his head back. His howl had no voice and could be heard by no one. However, it still rang out through the cathedral. Hate that.
Yep.
Hate everything about that.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. I kind of don't want to make any jokes about that.
Yeah.
So, I think we'll just cut to the next episode now.
Next time.
See you all on Monday.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.